Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, Mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from a waiting world? Oh, Mother, Father, gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Oh, Mother, not about to see your light.
It's Privileged White Male Radio. My name is Rod. RodGraphing@gmail.com. I'm on a very bumpy road, so if my voice is quivering, it's not because I'm excited or about to tear up. As usual, I don't say much about much until it gets to the point where I can't take it anymore. Let me get rid of Evil Dave there. And I'm at that point right now with this whole Captain Khan. All I can think of is Star Trek every time I hear about this Muslim American. His first name escapes me. Captain Khan. His parents spoke, or his dad spoke at the Democrat National Convention, and has raised this whole flap now between Donald Trump and the father of Captain Khan. I listened to the speech from the father, and he was very much attacking Donald Trump. Now that's fine and dandy, great, but when you attack someone in a political way, in a political contest, you should expect to be there should be some response in kind. And usually there isn't. I just want to point out what's going on here with this whole entire situation as I see it. As neither a Hillary supporter or a Trump supporter. Just what I see. The Khan family is a gold star family. If I've heard that once, I've heard it a million times. Well, first and foremost, if I was the father of a serviceman who had been killed in action, there isn't a political party on this planet that could get me to come and use my son or daughter's death in service in a political way. That's number one. Number one. I think that is abhorrent. I think it's sickening. Now, it happens a lot. I don't know so much about the Gold Star. You know what the Gold Star families? Those are families of fallen servicemen and women who've died in action. Called Gold Star families. That's been around since World War II. My grandma told me about it. The Khans have decided that they will use their son's death and sacrifice to support a political candidate. And when you do that, you open yourself up to a lot. Now, in the political climate here in the United States over the past 25 years, especially on the Republican side of things, if a Democrat had done that in the past, Republicans wouldn't have touched it with a 10-foot pole because they're a bunch of namby-pamby pussy men and women, mostly. They would have been afraid of that. I'm not touching that. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. They wouldn't do it. Because they would see it as a completely losing issue. Even if it was totally fabricated and made them look like they were weak and insensitive and all the other words you can think of, they wouldn't have talked about it. They would have maybe mentioned it just in passing. I want to thank the Khans for their sacrifice and their son is a hero. And that would have been it. But not Donald Trump. See, that's why everything's different this year. I don't think people understand. This is really a simple thing. We've got one candidate who has a career, her entire career, in public service. So that career can then be scrutinized. We, as Americans, as voters, we know, more or less, most of us know who Hillary Clinton is. And her public life is very much scrutinized and able to be scrutinized because of the things she's said and done over the years. You know what you're getting with Hillary Clinton. With Donald Trump, you really don't, because he's never been in politics before. So that gives him a certain amount of latitude and wiggle room that other politicians have never had before, because they also have a political history, a history of public service. And they're trying to protect that. So therefore they are deathly afraid of things like the cons. And the Democrats are brilliant for using the cons the way that they have. It was a piece of bait thrown out in their minds to Donald Trump. It was said over and over again during the Democrat National Convention. Can we trust a man who can be baited with a tweet? They set this whole thing up. It's political obfuscation at the highest levels by the Democrats. They use this family, and it's a win-win for them no matter what in their minds. Now, what they're not counting on is Donald Trump's not your average politician, because he doesn't give a shit, okay? He doesn't care. And if you go after him, he'll come right back at you. And in their minds, that's great, because look, he looks like a worthless, uncaring piece of shit. We got him. No, I don't think so. The American people are smarter than that. Most of us. Most of us see this for what it is. Political opportunism. Most of us don't like the taste this leaves in our mouths. The life of someone who was protecting each and every one of us through military service. His life was taken by an IED, by a suicide bomber. Most of us don't like that being brought into the political spectrum by anyone. Not to mention the family. And to try and link this to Donald Trump and his Muslim ban, it's really sickening. That's what we're talking about today. That's what everyone's talking about in the news today. It's not totally. There are some other things as well being talked about. Like, will the debate take place between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump during Monday Night Football? And Donald Trump got a letter from the NFL, but he really didn't, because they say it doesn't exist. Just, do you understand the horseshit we're all being exposed to on a daily basis by our media? It's disgusting. And then, of course, CNN has the father and mother on, Mr. and Mrs. Khan, to speak, and we got him to say this, and we got him to say that. Can you respond to this? You, spokesperson for Hillary Clinton, can you respond? You, spokesperson for Donald Trump, can you respond? What do you think of this? This is such bullshit. It really is. That disgusts me more than anything else. More than anything else that either one of these two idiots running for president are doing or saying right now. Why am I getting a phone call? Stop. I'm doing a podcast. More than anything that these two are saying, the media disgusts me more than anything else. I know it's a common theme here on Privileged White Male Radio Show, but I got to call it like I see it. And the media is just despicable and disgusting. And the people in it, the people that sit behind those desks are just... How do you go home and then go to sleep knowing that you basically make your living kicking over anthills and watching the ants scatter? That's what you do. That's your job. That's what you think your job is to go out and kick over anthills and then watch everybody scurry around, scurry. And they're calling the other phone. Who's this now? Oh, that's my daughter. I can't blow her off. I'll have to call her back. All right. I think I said it all. Did I miss anything? On! Donald Trump is able to operate in the periphery, in areas where most politicians have feared to tread. And I'm not saying that makes him a great person or a great leader, because it doesn't. But if you're going to understand what's going on here, you have to understand why he's able to do the things he's able to do and not really have it hurt him. Because he can go on the edges and fuck around where most politicians wouldn't have dared. It would have been done by now. It's really simple. We've got one person running who has an extensive, long laundry list of public service with pluses and minuses all over the place. And then we've got another guy that we really don't know much about. And everything can be chalked up to, well, he was a businessman. He was just some guy. Hey, he was on the Howard Stern show. It's not political. It wasn't public service. For Donald Trump to say that building a business is the same sacrifice as losing your child in war, that's just despicable. Why are we even talking about it? Why is it even a subject that we're discussing right now? That man's life should not be a part of this political debate. All right, that's it. I got to call my daughter back. rodgraphing@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.